So after everyone really said that they liked my Five Nights at Freddy's, how my friend was scared of Five Nights at Freddy's, I thought I'd sort of do a review on Five Nights at Freddy's. It's the other video seemed to get a lot of reception, and I didn't even realize that Five Nights at Freddy's would sort of get the amount of reception that it did. So if you liked that video, I just want to come in and say thank you. It means a lot to me that you went out and you commented and you liked and you said what you thought. But yeah, today I'm going to be doing a Five Nights at Freddy's review. Of course, if you want to hear more video gaming review content, make sure you hit that like button so I know that, I suppose, just so I know that, these videos are popular, and if I get enough likes, I'll probably end up doing another one. But, yeah, I've played Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, and 3, and I've also checked out a bit of the Five Nights at Freddy's world, or what we call FNAF world. And like Five Nights at Freddy's, it's a really interesting concept if you think about it. Like, think about it like this. So anyway, for people who don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's is pretty much you end up getting put into like a Chuck E. Cheese, which is like you're pretty much in a closed, I suppose, Burger King like playground, or in a closed playground, which is a really cool point I think to start off with. But anyway, you're in a playground and it's dark, and you're pretty much the cameraman, right? So you're the cameraman. And your whole job is to sit there and make sure that sort of you have to click on all the cameras, but make sure they don't see you. And of course, if they see you, you fucking die. But that's pretty much the whole concept. And it is quite good, but one of the problems I've always had with Five Nights at Freddy's, and I've always had this problem, is that you have like you have like 5 chances. You have to do it 5 times, and I've always sort of thought that having to look around 5 times is sort of a little bit repetitive, and it gets boring. And then we had 2 and we had 3, and even though they were okay, it wasn't like they were particularly good. They weren't particularly good because, yeah, they might have added some new characters, but overall they were just absolutely terrible. They went and they completely did the game again. And like with Five Nights at Freddy's World, it's just like a traveling game. It really makes no sense. That game doesn't even make any sense, in my opinion anyway. And so, yeah, I mean, if I was going to give Five Nights at Freddy's score, I usually don't give them scores because it's in the same franchise, but definitely number 1 would definitely obviously get a 7 or an 8. And then it would sort of decline as you go further. And like they're trying to make new Five Nights at Freddy's games, but at this point, I just feel like they should give up. Like, it's been done forever now, and it just seems like really boring right now. I mean, to continue doing these games seems really boring in my opinion, and like, what is even the point? Like, that's what I want to know. What is even like the point of these games at this point? I mean, in video gaming, there can be overkill, can't they? I'll tell me what you guys think, but I think they've seriously overdone this game. It's become such an overrated game, and that can be a bit dangerous in my opinion. So like Call of Duty, the games are still fucking awesome. But the problem now is that Call of Duty has just become so overrated because they've done so many games. And by this point, I mean, what is even the point of these games? Nobody knows, and that is sort of what is happening, I feel, with Five Nights at Freddy's. There's been so much hype about. There's been songs. They're going to try and make a fucking movie. I reckon that would be fucking awesome. It would be interesting to see a movie. But at this point in time, I do feel like Five Nights at Freddy's has just sort of taken it too far. Like, it's sort of like those series, I suppose, like The Simpsons, and after 25 years, you start to think, they probably shouldn't have called it quit 10 years ago, and I reckon definitely after the 3rd one, they probably should have called it quits, but they haven't. They keep on making these games, and it's just going to be a game that hardly anyone pays attention to anymore. But yeah, guys, this was my review of Five Nights at Freddy's. And if, of course, you like these videos, as I said before, make sure to give a like. But I also want to do a massive shout-out to my supporters. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. And thanks for liking my videos. Of course, always give me comments about what type of videos you want to see. And I do look at the views and I do look at the likes. And that is sort of how I do also decide what I'm going to make. So I love your support. I hope you'll keep on supporting me. And until next time, ciao.